What's up, everybody? It's your boy ShowtimeDr. I'm finally back, coming to you from the Carolinas. So, quick update before we get into these update content patch notes here. I am probably not going to have my computer and all my other stuff, like my lights and my green screen, etc., until, if I'm lucky, late next week, because the company's being real flaky on moving stuff. And so that's just the way it is. And next time I move, if I move across country, I'm not going to go with them again. But so I'm going to have to piecemeal videos to you guys. It's not going to be as much right now, just because I'm using my aunt's computer and it's Apple and it's weird. I have to figure everything out because I'm a PC boy. But this is good enough for now, so hopefully y'all are cool with that. And hopefully I'll get my stuff back. But let's get into this here. Oh, I totally lost the page because I don't know how to use Apple. All right, hopefully that captures well. All right, let's get into it. So this was the 11.14 update content. The new hero, Cecilia, appears, a brave woman known as the Storm Dragon. Meet the brave knight and find out the reason she is known as the Dragon Knight. So I guess we'll get into her skills here. She is a fire knight, so let's check that out. Attacks with a spear with a 35% chance on her 1 to decrease defense for 2 turns. That's excellent. Damage dealt increased proportional to caster's maximum health. That is also excellent because that gives her a chance to be not only tanky but a damage. To deal some good damage along with that debuff there. And then her 2, Steel Cloudburst, attacks all enemies with a magical spear with a 35% chance to decrease attack for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. Before Awakening, now she's an Awakening character. For those who are wondering what Awakening is, there's a quest thing. If you go to the tab in the lobby, it's the second tab, the helmet-looking tab, where you would normally go to either mess with your team setup or mess with your character's equipment. I don't think it's the top one. It might be the top one, but it's like one of the top 2, because I don't have the game on me right now. You click that and it'll give you details on... Well, first, I think you have to level your character to 50 at least before you can start the Awakening, and then it becomes like this big, long, convoluted thing. But if you guys want to check it out, there's some other characters that do it as well. But let's check it out here. So after Awakening, looks like it's the same, except the chance increases by 50% when the caster's health is less than 50%. So that's for the decreased attack, which is normally a 35% chance. So probably once you upgrade this, I don't have the upgrade info here, but once you upgrade this and awaken her, that probably goes to 100. So considering it's an attack all enemies, that's pretty strong. When her health is less than 50. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health, once again. And then on her 3, pardon the beep, guys, it's my aunt getting emails. She's a very famous author. Well, very famous, pretty famous author. So, I can't control that because I don't want to mess anything up on her computer, so excuse the beeps. Attacks all enemies with a spear infused with dark energy on a 5-turn cooldown. 60% chance to provoke for 1 turn. Damage dealt increased proportional to the caster's max health. So she does have a provoke that is on her 3, which ends up being a 5-turn cooldown. You can probably upgrade that to make it a full 4-turn cooldown eventually. So pretty much all of her stuff scales with max health. She has 2 really good debuffs, attack and defense, and her attack debuff is AoE. So that's pretty solid. Once again, she'll be doing co-op attacks and counters or anything like that with her 1, which is a defense down chance. And it says a spear infused with dark energy, but I believe she's a fire hero, so don't get your hopes up on fighting holy stuff. But yeah, so that's her. So she seems pretty good. I'll probably release a separate video on her later, although I'm sure there's plenty of videos out on her right now. So number 2, Cecilia drop rate increased. So there you go. That's her on her banner, which you guys have probably seen the last couple days. And Destina now has a side story, which is pretty cool. So if you got a Destina, you can take her in, and I believe she gets a bonus. I forget exactly what it is. It's 50% of something, whether it's all stats or life or whatever. As the power of the fire grows weaker, Destina, the spirit lord of light, begins her investigation to maintain balance in the world. Begin Destina's side story, a concerto to light, fire, and ice. So that'll be going for 2 weeks. This is a great chance, guys, to go farm up some stuff like a Mandragosa or whatever the hell they call it now. The stuff, the equipment you need for skill ups, along with some other stuff. I'm sure there's gold. I'm sure there's all types of other stuff to farm. Probably a card as well. By card, I mean, it's not relic. I always forget the damn name of it. But you know, the special slot for your unit. Reach account rank 9 and you can go do it. Blah, blah, blah. Additionally, players will be able to receive a variety of items from completing quests. Yeah, that's very, very important as well. The following heroes receive benefits if used in Destina's side story. Yeah, so here you go. So Destina gets 50% attack, health, and defense, which is going to make her a monster. And then if you want to take Zingo, oh, I got a Sid, that's cool. Zarato or Sid, they get an attack and health 30% increase, so that's sexy. Haven't managed to get a Destina yet. I keep trying to on my Sid account because they don't have a good support, but RNG. And then, yeah, once you clear normal difficulty, there is a harder mode. You get it by clicking the star in the lower right corner on the map screen in the event. Players can also receive urgent messages while playing a side story. That's your time-based quests. Usually they give you 2 to 3 hours for your guild currency. In the side story region, players can acquire 2-star monsters and catalysts. Players can see the information by tapping the region info icon. Once players complete a quest on normal difficulty, the next stage will become available. So I don't know if they're doing this event like they did the Korean event, guys, but what happened in all the Korean events was they would release 8 stages at a time, both hard and normal. And then about every 4 to 5 days or so, they would bring out the next batch, and the next batch was on a different currency than the previous batch. But I haven't investigated, so we'll see how that goes. There's all your rewards. I'm trying to see if they got a relic there. The Heart of Hypocrisy might be it, I guess. Actually, it looks like it's only 1 currency, so maybe I'm wrong on that. And then reputation, you get some reputation. That's your achievement screen for those of you that are, looks like some good rewards there. Molagora and Goblin challenges. That's right, yeah. I've been doing these. Every day you'll be able to receive gold and a Molagora. Be sure you're farming that out because Molagora, as I'm sure most of you are aware by now, fairly rare to get in the game. So that'll be going for the next week. You just got to clear up the 6-1 and you'll do it. And let's see, players can clear the Goblin Challenge once every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They will be rewarded with 50,000 gold. Yeah, be especially careful with your gold in this game, guys, because it can go really quick, especially once you get, you know, like tier 5, tier 6, red or purple equipment, and you're trying to level it up. Gold will evaporate so fast, it's crazy. And then apparently they've upgraded the dispatch missions. That's pretty cool. The cost to proceed in some dispatch missions have been decreased, while the experience and rewards gains have been increased. So that's cool. So it looks like basically more gold, more stigma, more ancient coins, etc. So that's pretty cool. On the dispatch missions, which is your lower left building in your sanctuary passive farm area. Other improvements and bug fixes on Abyss 450. Blah, 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 blah. So basically Abyss stuff's been fixed. I don't get that last part about clearing quest 10-2, Central Force 2 will remove an NPC and allow entry. Oh, maybe it just wasn't triggering or something. Guild changes. In the Guild Captain shop, when players purchase the Guild Blessing of Knowledge, Blessing of Wealth, and Blessing of Healing, it can be immediately sent to their... It will, rather, be immediately sent to their in-game mailbox. I thought that was always the case. I guess there was an issue there. Arena. In the NPC challenge, the heroes Sigrid and Cecilia have had their levels modified to match the other heroes. The skill set of the NPC challenge, Cecilia, has changed to match the hero, Cecilia. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's a good thing, the NPC things, because we get free, you know, free Sky Stones, and I believe it's gold. It might not be gold, it might be arena currency, but whichever one it isn't, I wish that they would add the other one, whether it's gold or arena currency, because, you're burning a bunch of tries every day, and if you really want to get to the top end of arena, you really kind of should ignore most of those NPC things because climbing in rank requires more than probably at least 10 a day, probably even more. You guys that are arena heads can talk about that. An issue where a normal monster's health bar was shown above a boss monster's health bar has been corrected. I ran into that, okay. An issue where unlocalized text would sometimes appear for a player attempting to change their nickname has been fixed, yep. An issue where the wrong tutorial displayed for players switching servers after entering the adventure world has been fixed. An issue where game settings were not being saved correctly has been fixed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I guess that's your basic patch notes. I was actually looking for, and I would have covered this as well, but I was looking for, they have a dev note. I guess I'll make a separate video on the dev note. But they have a dev note where the, I forget the dude's name now, but the game balancer, he was basically complaining about defense buff, which is kind of alarming to me a little bit. I'll explain why in that video. But I'm going to try to release 2 more videos before my aunt gets back, so I better get to it. So, gosh, I guess I should promo, huh? So, yo, I'm ShowtimeDr, ShowtimeDr. You found my YouTube. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also, check the title notes, even though it's going to be harder to update now, but there will be a link to my Discord as well as my Twitch. So you can come check that out. And I'll catch you guys later on today. Peace out.